again if you want.
Right, no worries, no worries. Well, actually, sorry, if you could back us up, sorry, a little bit on what we just talked about. Is there a chance you could go back to that original, the slide with all the prices? So sorry. Yeah, that's the one. Brilliant.
So this is the European price list. So this has got all of your full prices for each market, 4 installments if you pay by installments, and then you've got the PV for each market. So the UK is 360 PV. The lights are an additional cost. So there's your full payment in that row, and then in this row you've got your 4 monthly installments, and then you've got the PV. So you're looking at 490 PV for a tower garden sold with lights in the UK. And then these are all the accessories that we offer. So these are all included in the tower garden starter bundle. But if you're, 6 months, a year down the line and you run out of some fertilizer, or some of your net pots are broken, or you need some more rock wool, then you can order that through us. And there's the prices for that. And then if we go into compensation, so here we've got your tower garden and your LED indoor lights are up here. This is a European representative example.
Yep.
So you've got 400 PV for the starter bundle, 145 for the lights, full price and installment. This is the same as what we've just seen in the price list. And then here you've got the breakdown of the commission. So on the tower garden starter bundle, you'll receive 30% RSP. This is the same as the juice plus 10% RSP, but you get the 30. This 120, so this would be 120 euros, is calculated on the PV. So in the UK, if you've got 360 PV, you'd receive 30% of that in your commissions. And then on top of that, you've got your regular partner commissions. So here, if you're a partner plus, you'll get your 4%, which will be an additional 16 euros. As a senior partner, you get an additional 3%, which will be another 12 euros. And then if you've got the lights as well, you've got this extra down here. And then at your guys' level, SC and above, you get the additional 3%. So you're looking at an extra 10% on top of the 30% RSP.
Yeah.
And then if I just scroll down a little bit, here we've got the totals. So you look at a tower garden starter kit, 120 euro sales profit, plus your, what do we want to look at? If we look at this one, so SC and above, so you'll be getting 30% sales profit plus the 10% normal commissions. So you would receive back 160 commissions for the starter bundle, and then 14.50 for the lights.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then if we want to go into the supplies a little bit, so these are the supplies that we're selling. As I mentioned, they're all included in the starter bundle, but if you run out and you need to order some more, these are the prices. Currently, there's no PV on supply orders, but we are looking into that and seeing if there's any wiggle room to add some PV onto those items. And you don't receive any commissions because there's no PV. So these are they're just regular sales at the moment, no commission and no PV, I'm afraid.
So when will this will come out, I would imagine, when we have the actual launch, is that correct?
This document will be published as soon as we can. So I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, to be honest. I'll stop sharing now. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to publish that in the next couple of weeks. There's no reason why we can't send it out to partners now. We get a lot of questions on commissions and earnings for Tower Garden because it's slightly different. So we're just working through translations really and localizing for the countries. But I'm hoping definitely the UK English and general European English will be out fairly soon.
Okie doke. All right. Well, that's really interesting. One of the questions that Gordon was asking is, are we going to have the USA installment plan over 12 months?
Yes, we are.
Oh, that's wonderful. And will that come in at the time of the launch?
Yeah, it will do.
That's absolutely great. Yeah, so it does make it a lot easier then for people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, again, Astra, people have paid the profit up front, are they? When the sale is when the sale is, irrespective of whether people are on commission paying monthly over 12 months, how does that affect people's commissions?
Sorry, I'm not sure I totally understand the question.
Sorry, if someone is paying, let's say someone is buying a tower garden over 12 months.
Yeah.
At what point has someone paid the commission on the sale?
So the RSP is paid immediately. Oh no, hang on. No, it's not, is it? It's the same as Juice Plus. So the same as if the 4-month installments is split over 4. If it's paid on 12 months, it'll be split over 12. So you'll get
the retail profit is paid actually immediately, regardless of whether it's an installment option or a full price option.
Yes.
And then
yes, you're right.
And then the actual commissions, the 4, 7, and 10 for different levels, that's paid per installment.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Bit of a noise here.
All right, no worries. Okay, all right. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, that's really exciting. So let's just move on. And what are the countries? What's the rollout of countries that we are going to have?
So we've got 3 waves of countries. The first wave are UK, Ireland, Germany, Spain, and the Netherlands. So they'll be the first countries to get their websites and launch to customers. And then as soon as possible after that, we'll launch wave 2, which is Italy, France, Belgium, Switzerland, and what's the other one that we've launched? Ireland.
Oh, okay.
No.
I thought that Italy was already available now for franchisees, or not?
Yes, it is.
Okay, fine. So when we actually launch, we will launch in waves again.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So then the first wave, as we've just said, will run for what, the first 3 months, you think, or?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we're really keen to get the ordering process and the customer journey for this really smooth. So we don't want to go out with a big bang and launch all markets at the same time. So we'll look to launch the first wave of markets, and then as soon as we're comfortable and the website's ready and we're ready to go into the next set of countries, we will be. So again, there's no set date. I would imagine it would probably be maybe 3 months after the full launch to the wave 1.
Okay.
But it could be sooner, it could be later.
All right, good. All right, well, that sounds very sensible. And then which wave would Portugal be in?
Wave 3. So Portugal is going to be a lot further down the line, I'm afraid. Yep. I mean, if they're really, we're going on your feedback. So if you come to me and you tell me there's a huge demand in Portugal, it's a big market, it's going to be really successful, then we can look at moving it forward. But I think, we need to stagger the launch, and Portugal currently is in wave 3. But like I say, if you really feel that that's going to be a much stronger market than some of the other markets, do let me know and I'll see if I can shuffle things around.
Yeah.
I think the thing about Portugal is that you're going to get an all-round, all-year almost growth, where in the UK you're going to have to buy, the kind of lights, etc. I mean, I've grown probably through lockdown using minimal lights just outside. We've got a glass house pergola, and that's really amazing. And they use polytunnels here like there's no tomorrow, a bit like Spain in many ways. Sorry, there's a load of bloody noise from outside.
Right, no problem.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I mean, I think the thing with Portugal is where it's a relatively new market for Juice Plus, we've got less partners over in Portugal. So although it would be a great country for Tower Garden, we also need to weigh up whether we're going to have the promotion side from the partners in Portugal.
I mean, there is over 700 people on the Facebook group for Portugal alone.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
okay.
And nobody's pushing this forward, which really kind of bugs me in a way, because Francesco, who's the guy for Spain, he's not kind of taking a lead on this. If he was doing what you guys were doing with the tower and doing a monthly call and building up to it, you would have over 3,000 people on that Facebook group. I'm positive about it.
Yeah, I'll let him know that. I'll let him know.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm excited about it. I mean, listen, I show it all the time. It's in that kind of glass pergola behind me, and people come. They just say, "I'll have one." That's the kind of the attitude in many ways.
No, it's very good. And then Astra and Tim Blank. Any likely calls with him, or is he going to come over? Or
I mean, with COVID and the pandemic at the moment, there's no plans for him to come over. Again, with the calls, I mean, if you feel that it's going to be helpful to get Tim on a call, then we can absolutely look to do that.
I think that would be fantastic. It's like the sort of Martin scenario,
100%, 100%. He's brilliant. In fact, he's doing regular calls in the States, and they're at a different level,
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll take that on board, and I'll see if we can get Tim on one of the
I mean,
calls.
You may feel that we're not quite ready for it, but we just seen with Jay Martin, Jay Martin is just incredible the way he just gets the confidence going and the belief.
Yeah.
And not that we don't believe, obviously, in the Tower Garden, but to hear the backstory on it is very.
Yeah, it's valuable, isn't it? It gives it a bit more weight to people that aren't too.
People just, as we always know with these things, people buy into the story. That's what people.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. It's a great idea. Let me see what I can do in the coming months.
Well done. And then we were wondering about William Benson, and we really like William. He's very, very helpful. What sort of role will William be playing, and will he come on to calls and stuff, or what's the plan there?
So Will is our only farmer in the UK. I imagine you probably saw his post. So he's got a property over, I think he's in like Guildford or something over in Surrey. And he's got this kind of restaurant, and he's got a small farm. I think he's got about 10 units for the farm, but he's got these huge plans to have a big greenhouse and eco pods and all of this. So he's a farmer. He is a partner. Can you hear me okay? I'm getting a message that my internet's dropping.
I can hear you.
So he's a farmer. He is a partner. His upline is Troy over in the States, who has one of our huge farms. He's very involved in kind of the customer journey and the product itself, but he's not so familiar with the direct sales and building a team and all of that kind of thing. So that's kind of where he's at. So I do see him. I mean, we work closely with him anyway. He's very passionate about Tower Garden. He's very passionate about hydroponic growing. He's trialed lots of our competitor products, and he's decided to go with us. So he's a very key player in the industry for hydroponics as well. He's on a few boards and things as well, agriculture, ag tech, and all of these kind of things. So he will be involved to some extent. I think his property is going to be a great place for us to do some events, do some promotion, do some incentives. Maybe we can, get some incentives going. If you have so many volume points, we'll pay for you for a trip or that kind of thing. So that's where Will's at today.
Well, that sounds great. I mean, and I suppose this was sort of slightly leads on to the final question that we have, and that is, how do we deal with the bigger deals? Because, Will, there he is, he's got his 40 Tower Gardens or whatever. This is rather outside what we would expect most of our team to be doing. Most of our team, we expect to be selling 1, 2, 3 Tower Gardens the most to people en masse. Whereas Will, it seems to be on a completely different program. If someone does bring in someone who seems to want to absolutely go for it and they want to buy 30, 40 Tower Gardens, how is that treated within the marketing plan?
Good question. So on a farm sale, a farm is kind of 10 units or more. That's what we would class a farm. That would be a micro farm. If somebody wants to buy a farm, and they don't have to be a partner to purchase a farm, it can be anybody. But if a partner brings that lead to us, we have a lead referral form which needs to be filled in, and then we'll talk to them. Now, if they join as a partner, then obviously they would join underneath. Say it was you that promoted the farm, they would join under you, and you would benefit from their organisation as normal.
Yep.
If they decide not to become a partner, then you would just receive a 10% blanket referral fee on the cost of the farm.
Yeah.
And the farm is not just 10 units. It consists of some, what are they called? Sorry, I can't remember what they're called, but it comes with like the tanks for the mineral solution, so everything is automated.
Dosatron's the word.
Yes, thank you. That's the one. Yeah, so it comes with kind of everything you need to start the farm and to get it running almost automatically. So the cost is slightly different as well.
Yeah.
But that is all managed through the US. That's all managed through James Kaufman.
And after, if someone has, I mean, obviously we're not really wanting to promote this en masse because, you know, we feel it's a very different type of business. You know, you're into commercial farming really if you start going down this track. But let's say someone does have a big contact who wants to purchase a lot. Where do they go to get the ball rolling on
that? Good question. I suppose for now you would come to me.
Yep.
And I can send you the lead submission form, and then it would just be a matter of filling in the form.
Yeah.
The lead submission form, we've only got it in English at the moment, but I suppose we could get that uploaded into the VO. But it's not something we want to encourage because.
No, I totally understand. I mean, it's a side option really, because I see it as a very it's something that could take people off track. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, ideally, any leads for farms, we want to come directly to corporate so they can be handled from the US. But like I said, as a partner, you'll get your 10% referral fee if the sale goes through.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of filling out the lead submission form and sending it in.
What do you think is the sort of potential of the European market in terms of tower garden? I mean, obviously, we've got an idea of what we think it is, but what's your sort of, I mean, obviously, you wouldn't be launching it unless you thought there was a massive potential, but where are you sort of seeing it in terms of what can happen, volume of amount of sales, how many tower gardens could be sold in Europe? Do you work on those?
So at the moment we've launched in 10 markets to partners only, and we're selling probably over 100 units a month. So sales are doing very well. We think they're doing well for now to just partners.
Is that in the US as well, or this is?
No. That's just the 10 markets in Europe.
10 markets in Europe. So you're doing 100 a month. That's pretty good.
It's probably more than that, actually. It's probably more than that. I mean, Germany's leading the way. I think they've probably got about 50 orders a month. So it's actually probably more than that. But we're very pleased with the uptake with partners. We feel that we still got a bit of a way to go with partners. So we're still kind of promoting it to partners for them to purchase for themselves and, you know, learn about the product before they start promoting. So that's quite important to us. And then I think when we open the 12-month installments, I really think there's going to be a big boom. We're going to have a nice website. There's going to be a lot of information. It's going to be more affordable. We're going to have partners that have had towers for a while that really kind of know the ins and outs and can speak passionately and confidently. So I really do see this being a household item. I think, you know, everyone should have one, whether it's in the garden or in the kitchen or in an office. You know, you just can't beat fresh produce that you've grown your own. And I think where sustainability and, you know, eco-conscious, them kind of trends at the moment, they fit really well with this. If we'd have launched this a year ago when the pandemic started, we'd be, you know, in such a good position, but we've unfortunately missed the boat a little bit. But just to give you some insight on
any idea of what the demographic is of these 100 people a month? I mean, are they older people, middle-aged people, younger people?
Yes, it's a real mixed bag. I'd say probably around 40 to 50 is the majority demographic.
40s.
Yeah, 40 to 50, around that age is demographic. We're seeing more men ordering if we compare to Juice Plus,
Yeah.
which probably isn't a surprise. But yeah, I think that this is going to bring a lot of men into our business.
Yeah.
What else? It's all levels of partners. So in terms of kind of income, I don't see that's a blocker, but then I guess for partners, it's an investment, it's a business investment, isn't it? But I think when it comes to the customers, I see definitely the millennials and the younger generation with a bit of disposable income being interested, and if it's affordable for them, then I think that that's something that they'll be interested in from again an eco-conscious and sustainability point of view. And then you've obviously got the health conscious that want to feed themselves more nutritiously. Schools is going to be a big one for us as well. I think just general education targeting to families with young children so they can show their children the growth and teach them science and maths, and you can develop all kind of lesson plans from Tower Gardens. So I think that's a big one as well. I think restaurants is going to be some uptake. Again, it's quite, I think when you promoting and selling to a restaurant, it's quite difficult to get in touch with a decision maker. So it's a little bit more of a difficult lead for you guys to sell to a restaurant. But I do think that there's an avenue there that we can explore.
Well, I think, look, I mean, I think it's all hugely exciting, this. I mean, the result or the feedback that we're getting is absolutely phenomenal. I've never known anything like it.
Wow.
So the sooner we can launch, the better. So the next call, I think, or the next corporate call is on, the next call that you're doing, I think, is on the 24th. Is that right? Or the
26th? It'll be the Monday.
Monday,
so 2 weeks from today.
Yeah. Okay.
So we haven't released the flyer yet. I'm hoping that'll be ready this week. I'm just waiting for the artwork. That call is going to be a Q&A session.
Good.
So we're going to ask people to send in their questions, and then we'll answer as many questions as we can in the hour that we've got. We're also going to get James on that call as well, James Kaufman, so he can speak about the farms a little bit as well, because there's a lot of interest in the farms. As you said, you've got people. I think a lot of partners, when they're thinking about Tower Garden, they are thinking about these big sales and promoting farms and things. So we've got a lot of interest in the farms. So I think it'll be good to hear a bit from James about the history of farms and how you can refer someone, how you can enter that lead submission form and what you'll get paid out on farms as well. So that'll be valuable, I think.
Okay, sounds great, Astra. Any other questions, Gordon?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think you've you've touched on everything, and you just filled in the gaps really more than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one thing, Stephen Ritz and his schools the program he's got in the States. I mean, is that something that the company have looked at in terms of bringing that to Europe? That curriculum.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a priority. Customer launch is our focus, but schools is definitely something that's on the radar. The trouble with Europe is the curriculums are so different and the education systems are so different across the countries. So we're seeing if we can find someone that's kind of high up in the education sector in Europe that can help us out a little bit. So we're definitely exploring that. But as I said, it's not priority at the moment, if I'm totally honest with you. That's something that will come a little bit further down the line.
Just ask Boris.
I mean, if you've got Boris's phone number, you let me know. I'll give him a ring.
That's quite true. Anyway, listen, that's been very, very helpful. Thanks so much. Sorry about the noise in the background.
That was absolutely wonderful. And that really helps us massively. Yeah, that's really good.
Okay, well, you know where I am if you've got any more questions. I'm glad that we've managed to cover so much in 30 minutes.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just drop me a note. When's your call with is it with your team or is it with
Well, I think we're thinking of possibly having one next Monday. What do you think, Gordon?
Yeah.
Just
Something like that.
we're thinking of starting a monthly one, so that we have our one, then your one, and then our one, and then your one. We might try and normally leave 2 weeks between the two calls, so we're not.
Yeah, that's a sensible approach. Yeah, I mean, let me know how your call goes, and I'm more than happy to jump on one of your calls and if you want me to.
That'd be great.
That would be that would be amazing.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
All right, well, thank you very much indeed. Take care, everyone, and I'll get you the recording, Gordon.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, thanks, Astra.
Lovely to see you both. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.